Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
How you kids doing? Are you confused? Are you lost? Do you not have a father? Because your mother was a whore. And she ran off with some other guy. Maybe that guy's your dad and the guy you thought dad is not your dad. Maybe it doesn't matter because effectively you were raised by dad and because your whore of a mother left. That guy who's not your dad still has to pay child support and she's turned you again. Did you come up from a fucked up childhood? Well, maybe you should get unfucked up and go to assholeconsulting.com where I, America's older brother, the world's only professional asshole, will give you the swift kick in the ass you deserve and need. And I'm going to charge you for it. I got one more question for you. I'm the Polish Czech guy again from LA. I got a question for you. I'm curious what you think would be the best remote job for today. You mentioned it many times as far as boot camp, engineer, Bakken oil fields, and laptop location independence. You have mentioned them on other subjects, but they haven't been segregated. I'm 24 and I live in LA and have no intention of leaving California for about 5 years till things really collapse. You got to work on your English. I don't know. You may have been instructed under British English. I have no idea what it means, claps. And you got a bunch of misspellings. Says they have family nearby and need a profession. Problem is they have no idea where to start out. I'm looking for some blank ideas. Some people mentioned the traveling bum approach, kind of like you mentioned in Bachelor Pad Economics. I'd like intermediate range, wanting it to be something for $50,000. Oh, you just want to make $50,000? Just is that all? Would you like full benefits and tuition reimbursement? How about a private plane? Private helicopter with a penthouse the company will pay for you. I was terrible in school, so my parents suggested a trade like x-ray technician, however you mentioned in Worthless, that a lot of things like that could be degree mills, and plus you're also still stuck in a cube. I know you would call this naive, but I'm looking for something where I can have 1 month off a year to travel 1 year out of the month. Travel 1 year. I can have 1 month off of a year or travel 1 year out of the month and go remote. Dude, your English is horrible. Horrible. You're not going to get a job in the U.S. with this bad of English. All right? I know we line up. Hey, you from Mexico? Fuck English. Hey. I don't know why Latinos make half of what Americans do in working in fields and toiling and laboriously. I don't know if it has anything to do with them not knowing the language. But no, it's racism. Your English sucks. You're not going to get a job. This is a completely academic and theoretical discussion we're having now. Because until your English improves, you're not going to get a $50,000 a year job. And the hell if anyone's going to give you a month off, let alone let you travel around for a year. I looked into traveling jobs, but I don't know your take on that, but I know they don't pay well. No, they don't. I know that's not reality, but some people travel overseas and just blog, etc. Yeah, and they typically come from rich parents. All right? Not all of them. There's some legit people out there. This is why you know what? We're not going to talk about it. The percentage of successful people out there you see are, one, not as successful as they seem. This is why celebrities are always going bankrupt. Like, how can you go bankrupt? You had millions. Because they don't make as much as you think. They spend a lot more. And then a lot of these people, I'm going here and up to me. I'm in Mount Everest and I'm doing these things. It's like, yeah, you also were bankrolled by very, very rich parents. Some of them are legit. Some of them do actually make it. But that's a dream. You're not, unless your parents are going to pay you. No. And so, yes, when you travel overseas for work, the pay is shit. Because they say, hey, you get to travel. I mean, I got invited many times, because I was a ballroom dance instructor, many times to go teach dance on cruises, boat cruises, Carnival, whatever. And I'd be gone for 3 months at a shot, and you'd tour the world, and there was basically no pay. You get free lodging, you get free food, and you get to travel around the world. And that's fair, you know, like, it's a cheap way to travel, very cheap. Fun even, but you're not paid. You're not making a lot of money. remember teaching college at this scam school, and they had travel and hospitality majors. Oh my God, the dumbest majors ever. Bunch of fat sows thinking they're going to go travel the world, and they all thought they were going to find some rich guy and this and that, and they all go work in hotels. Yeah, you go work in a hotel, you're working in, you're there. Yeah, you're in Italy, but you're working. You're not paid a lot. Maybe that could give you an idea. I have no intention to go to school since I was terrible at college except for a good trade. However, in California, know how the schools are. You mentioned Western governors before the Bureau and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but I'm trying to get an idea. In the future, looking to move to Vegas if I don't get a big income in my overall life. Also, taxes there are great. However, that could be at least 5 years down the road. Here's the other thing, guy. I'm not going to lie to you. You sound very low IQ. You don't sound smart enough to be going to college. So there's two things you need to do before we even get into the world of what you're going to do and what you like. You need to improve your English, and two, you need to test your IQ. And I would not take an IQ test in English because that is not your native language. I'd take an IQ test in whatever was your first language, Polish, or I don't know what language they speak in the Czech Republic, so you can figure out what your real IQ is. I'm going to estimate you're in the 90. You're around 90. You're not capable. Because I know English is your second language, and this, there's going to be some misspellings or syntax. It's not going to be. I understand that, but you have no logic. You are so delusional. You are so removed from reality, that we got to figure out how smart you are, and therefore, what are you capable of? Because if you got an IQ of 90, there's no reason for you to be going to Western Governors University, right? And I don't think. Look, it's to write a blog. And to write it well and go overseas and pick out things, that takes intelligence. And you may not be able to do that. You might be able to be a janitor on a cruise ship. That's fine. You still get to travel, but you're not going to be making no big money. And if you got an IQ of 90, it's going to be a waste of time and money, and that you'll cripple yourself financially if you go to school for something you can't get a degree in. And you said you were terrible at college, right? So let's not waste any more time and money on that. You got to find something that you can do. I can't even understand what your question is. I kind of think I know what the question is, but again, I think you're not that bright, and English is your second language, and those two things are going to provide a huge hurdle for you to find employment or succeed in the United States or California. So here's the deal. You need to assess what you're capable of. So that's the first thing. Then, if you want to work remotely, what you want is not going to happen. All right, maybe you can make $50,000 if you live in San Francisco or LA, and you guess you are from LA, so maybe $50,000. That's poor, right? That's not a lot. That is, you could probably make that in LA, but you're going to be driving a garbage truck. You're going to be driving Uber. You're going to be you're going to have something where you're not having to think. You're going to be doing, and this isn't to say people who drive truck or Uber are dumb. It's just that you don't need to have an IQ of 150 to do it. You're going to be a delivery boy. And yeah, you could go ahead and write. No one's going to read it in English because the writing is atrocious. Maybe you want to do remote work. Okay, you're going to have to go into programming. I don't think you have the IQ for it. It looks like you're just going to have to accept that what you want is not going to come to fruition. About the only way I could see you traveling and doing something location independent is if you, because you can't, I don't think you're capable of programming or IT. I think it would be manual labor, like you go work as a janitor on a cruise ship, or you go work as the bellboy at a hotel. If you're fluent in Polish, maybe go to Europe. You want to travel, you're probably going to be fluent over there. You can maybe get a work visa over there and then travel around. They got very good public transportation in Europe. You could do your traveling there. But you're not going to be some guy sitting on a beach in Thailand or Bali programming, making 80 grand a year in first world income, living in a third world country, having the effective purchasing power of $250,000. It's not going to happen. In the meantime, you could be an x-ray technician. That's probably a good idea. Not that bad. Something where it's you learn one skill or a trade and you can do it. I honestly don't think you could be a mechanic. I don't think you could be an electrician. Maybe a carpenter of sorts you could probably frame. But this is all going to anchor you to that place. So I would say if you have no intention of leaving California for 5 years, I would get whatever work you can. So test your IQ. Then I would go and take a skills assessment test. They have these at different employment agencies and offices. See what they recommend you can do. I wouldn't say they're surprisingly accurate, but they'll give you ideas. And that's what it is. So unless this is 100% bad English second language, I'm sad to tell you, you're just not going to be able to travel the world. Unless you come up with some niche, you find some diamond in the rough that I can't think of that allows you to actually do that. Or you go to Poland, you go back to your home country or wherever you're from, and then you travel within that region. That's possible. You have a network, you have friends, you have family, hopefully there. And move to Vegas. That's not going to change much of anything. I mean, you can be a janitor in Vegas. You can be a janitor in LA. That doesn't really matter. And you're not going to again test your IQ. There's no guarantee. People with an IQ of 90. I'm sure there are some millionaires out there with an IQ of 90, but it's very statistically rare. What I'm trying to do is prevent you from wasting your time, where you're trying to chase a dream you're not capable of, making big income. Well, you may not be capable of that. And you're going to waste your time and what little money you have. It's the worst thing. Everyone thinks, oh, that's so horrible telling people they're too dumb to go to college. No, that is a thankful thing. Because I just prevented that. There was one time where you may be too dumb to go to college. And you save 4 years of your life. You save $100,000 worth of time, labor, effort, and money and tuition. And you go and you work. And shoot, people with an IQ of 90 or lower IQs can come out way ahead than their 120 IQ counterparts who got masters in English. Because he didn't make the stupid mistake of going to a worthless class. So you need to go and get some skills assessment tested. You need to get your IQ tested. You need to figure out whether you're capable of this stuff. But I'll tell you this, to make money overseas and be that digital nomad, you either got to write really well, you either got to program really well, and you have to have some entrepreneurial spirit. You have to have a skill and a trade that people willingly paid for. And right now you don't have that. And I don't know if you're capable of getting those skills and trades. So let's find something that you are capable of doing, and you go from there. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? Cappy's got answers over at assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you all later. Toodles.